Kees screams
about this one. No Creepypasta Wiki. No, I do not want lace updates. About the story Monday's Child, written by Christina Dirnach. And pretty much, yeah. Alright, let's start reading. I'm completely blind to this, so we picked a random story. We want to do this now. Alright, estimated rain time 7 minutes. The screams were like wind chimes stuck in a storm. At first, Derach had thought it was the gale force winds of the blizzard until she heard the weeping coming from her front lawn. By its sound, she could tell that it was not an infant nor adolescent, but wailing of that 7 or 8-year-old child. That's pretty weird for a Garfield horror story already. She lay in bed listening to it, afraid to go to the window to see what's causing such anguish for a child. That's pretty freaking stupid. Oh, a crying child. Oh, let's not help it. Finally, she looked down. The lawn was empty but for a few Christmas decorations that are steadily disappearing beneath the falling snow. That's pretty powerful snow if they were disappearing. There was a trail of footprints kid-sized on the walkway leading up to her front porch. The howling continued, but now it is accompanied by a sound of frantic pounding on her front door, period. Enter key. Della saw no immediate danger. She was not the type of person to place herself in harm's way to help a stranger or a child or adult. But no one ever bothered her when she needed it. Alright then. Why would she put herself out for anyone else? Probably because they need help. But she wasn't so cold-hearted as leave a weeping babe. I think they mean by baby. Wait, was it a 7-year-old child, but now it's a baby? Are you stupid or anything? It's something. Frightened and alone on her front porch during a blizzard, she's hoping that one of her neighbors might have interceded. Oh, that's a new one. And she could just go back to bed, but Sukerlaksak was almost abandoned for the holiday, period. Everyone else seemed to be visiting with the family or and friends, two things that Della lacked these days. It appeared to her and Sammy, her drunk of a neighbor who lived across the street, left in Hazelwood Valley community during this. When was she introduced? Anyways, neither of them was particularly attractive. Della was being in her late 40s, possessing most spared, retired, and a thin mustache. What? That she didn't bother to pluck anymore. Sammy had been drunk for most of her. Oh, his? I thought it was her. Oh. And his appearance revealed he was plainly sporting a beer gut and a partially red face. She's still stoned. Wanna know what weird? No. That's too gory. She wished that she had invited him over earlier that night for a little Christmas Eve celebration. It wasn't all that great and What? What kind of word was that? He isn't a great conversationalist. Is that even a word? I have no idea. Especially after a few Boilermakers. He was a quiet man, and when he was sober, drinking seemed to quiet him to the point of silence and not often slumber. But she would feel more at ease of having someone else answer the door. Just as well, Della thought to herself if she could manage to sleep through all that screaming. Then what hell would he be here now? She would just have to take care of the kid on her own. Alright then. She opened the door. It was assaulted by a burst of frigid air. I have, you know what? Mr. Man, aka me, add in a little freaking blizzard hitting like this person in a stock photo or something. Alright, a sensation so intensely raw that was burned on the impact, blindly momentarily. She half expected to be plowed over by the child if the sound of her crying was anything to go by. But nothing happened. Della's vision was blurred, her eyes were running as a result of harsh breeze. This is that assaulted her. You might want to freaking, get a lawyer or something. Go to court if someone assaulted you. Anyways, she wiped at them furiously. What do they mean by they wiped at him? did he freaking throw toilet paper? It's honestly hilarious. Let's just imagine this crazy woman trying to find like the 7-year-old infant in the middle of a blizzard while throwing toilet paper in the air. Alright, she went down fiercely and managed to regain her sight. Oh, it was her eyes! Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. What she saw before her gave her goosebumps that more fervent that's a new one, than any Arctic blast ever could. On the porch, a small, almost gnome-like girl. I'm making now. Anyways, sat crouching against the door. A crouching small person. It's way too tiny than it should be. Girl was dressed all for the wear. She donned short sleeve white dress decorated holly leaves and berries. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Pale face. Blah blah blah. 2 pools of ice blue eyes. Blah blah blah. Alright, girl reminded Della of that nursery rhyme she used to like as a kid. Monday's child's fair of face. She recalled, gazed upon the poor little darling at her footstep. Despite her angelic beauty, and the sight of the girl was enough to make Della's stomach churn with anxiety and terror. The little girl's pigtail blonde hair was striped with blood. Just imagine a little gnome girl with friggin' blood in her ponytail. Her alabaster cheeks smeared with it as her festive clothing streaks of blood on her face and fed bottle with streams of teeth. Why is this so funny to me? Continue to cast stain down her weary face. The cry stopped the moment Della had taken notice of her. Della watched she stared middle-aged woman. Her baby blue glassy eyes slightly bloodshot from all the weep. Della had been so shocked by the child's appearance that she lost the ability to react. I'm sorry, I had a seizure in my throat. She stood staring at her, mouth wide open, hands wrangling around nervously. I could just imagine like this person standing up having a seizure or something. Like, a shrinkled soft voice seemed to reach Della to her state of consternation or something. She was finally able to find her voice. Of course you could come in, sweetheart, she cooed as she lifted the small, pathetic child, into her arms and hauled her into the house. As she carried her into the dimly lit living room, Della kicked the door shut with bunny slippered foot, and then placed her down on a tattered old sofa. Let me call the police so I can help you, darling. She says his voice, monotone. No! The child's son. Oh, Christ, startled Della. Causing her to drop the phone to the floor. The cell phone and shattered in pieces. Please, ma'am. Please let me get warm first. I'm so cold. Yeah, that's actually a really idea. Let me get on my face ad. Her tone and her voice broke Della's heart. She could afford a few minutes to allow her to warm up. The child didn't seem too badly injured from what she could tell. Blah, blah, blah. She was happy to have company. Alright, I'll wait. Let me get you a blanket and some hot chocolate. Honey. You're completely safe here with me. I want you to know that, Della assured her. But in a few minutes, I'll need you to tell me what happened to her, and I'll give you some bearings. Wait, I'll get your bearings. Thank you, ma'am. Please call me Della, she requested, smiling warmly at the girl in her effort to put her mind at ease. My name is Christabella, the child said through her chattering teeth. It went from regular little girl that sounded like a boy to romance really quickly. Della made a quick work of wrapping Christabelli into a blanket and proffering her an enormous serving of hot chocolate. Blah 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 blah. Snow. Hanging down there to slow down the warming process for unexpected visitors, but she did not sever to her an oversized mug that was fashioned to look like Frosty the Snowman. That's oddly specific. The Bella held gingerly in her tiny hand. Why are you describing her drinking hot chocolate anyways? Glancing at her phone, she noticed that there was no service, probably because he crumbled it to dust. The storm seemed has a great deal of trouble tonight. She was glad for it. Meant that a little extra time with another tiny human being. She's really that selfish, she wondered. She became so greedy for a pleasant human interaction that she was happy for her inability to call the police to assist an injured child. Yeah, maybe you should feel bad if you won't call the police and get an ambulance for a frostbitten and injured child. An infant that is 7 years old. Go through her phone. Oh yeah, I already did it. I should try not to think about it. That's better, isn't it? She asked Christabel.
That's much better, thank you, Miss Della.
No, seeing that the child seemed more comfortable around her now, she posed her question gently, hoping it wouldn't alarm her. Christabel, would you mind if I looked over for you and make sure you aren't hurt badly? She looked at Della, Presley nodding her consent. Oh, that's weird. Wow, this is really pointless information. Pretty much all what she's doing now is just finding after scratch on her. And there was none. Are you hurt somewhere on your back or your belly? Nope. My bad. Nope. Christabel answered as a single word explained everything that Della needed to know. Then where are you bleeding from? The child stared straight ahead, taking a swig of her hot chocolate before she answered.
It's not mine.
Were you in some kind of accident? Was your mommy or daddy hurt in a car crash? Someone?
No, I do not have family, but I have the great guy.
It's alright, I made up the great guys part. Christabel said matter-of-factly. What the frick? Us patients was wearing twin, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Then where all the blood come from?
The man across the street.
Christabel, responded.
I'm pretty sure he's dead by now.
Della's breath was hitched. Sammy was not great of a companion, but she never wanted to see something bad happen to him. Knowing him, he probably got into about Christmas cheer than usual. Maybe it was only her. How do you know that?
Because I killed him.
The little girl confessed. The little girl confessed. Della's blood ran cold for a second time. Tonight she found herself unable to respond, blah, 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 blah. Christabel continued to stare into that distance and drink her hot chocolate. Don't you mean that, Christabel?
Yes, I do.
She drained the last of her drink.
That's good stuff. Not what I'm used to drinking, but tasted all the time.
Now we have Indian romance. Good job, Kees. Real good job. I'm so proud of you. Alright, she tossed blanket over the back of the couch, stretched before looking in Della's eye.
It was nice of you to invite me in,
she began.
So hard to find people who are willing to open the doors to a stranger on Christmas Eve. They're normally busy with their own families.
Della pushed herself backwards on the couch, confused and disconcerted, whatever the heck that is, that's a new one, by the adult quality that Christabel's voice had taken. You know, you and Sammy were the only heroes one day, wait. Oh.
You know, you and Sammy were the only ones here tonight. Too bad you weren't spending time the evening together. But that would have made things so much easier, she continued. But good meals often take time and preparation, wouldn't you agree, Della?
Della shrieked in utter panic at time. Christabel is keen on teeth and longing. It's a vampire baby! 7-year-old child! What? As she struggled to get up the child out, a furious snarl! Quick as lightning, she was on her, drain every drop of blood from her portly little body. As the last of her life bled out, her Della was filled with different emotions, surprise, fear, above all, sense of gratitude that her miserable life would be coming to an end. Most vampires fed on any human in kind, but in her eyes, Crispella performed service only fed on the lonely ones who were beyond all hope. Blah 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 blah. Watch many disappointments on the street. Blah blah blah. Like poor Della, who was lying on the floor. Poor Della, who proved that at last no good deed could go unpunished. And Crispella, in her own way, was helping by pointing them out of their misery. If that meant she got a nice hot meal in the process, then all the better. Licking the last drop of blood from her disgusting little baby 7-year-old mouth, Crispella raided the kitchen to call the cookies. On her way out, she stuffed all Dell's hot chocolate packets into her dress pockets to make a fantastic dessert after finished up her dinner and the next town over. Partaking in ordinary food and drink was an uncommon practice, entirely unheard of for her kind. Surely she would be invited inside once more, and they always invited her in the lonely hearts, especially at Christmas time. Wow, I hated every single word from this. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and most of all, it's ridiculous. I just cannot understand why a human being would make such hilarious garbage. Honestly, it's just... Wait, spit. Alright, got that off my bottom lip. Anyways, yeah. What was going through this person's head when they made this? I mean, it's a good idea, but why a child? It seems rather silly, really, for vampire children to be tackling entire human adults. They're at the years of their age called 40, a middle-aged grown woman. By the kitchen knife drawer. Anyways, yeah. So pretty much what I'd like to say is wow. It deserves a 7.55 stars at. But it's called Creepypasta for a reason, and this was more horror comedy than creepy. It's not really scary, it's downright hilarious, honestly. I'll be adding the link in the description, and goodbye.